3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Hello, and welcome to the first annual Texas Private School Podcast Draft, where me, one half of your hosting crew, Wes Tolleson, and Walker Lott, will essentially, it's a draft. It's not that hard to comprehend. We're going to go position by position, we're going to try to draft the best players in private school to make the best team in private school. Me and Walker going head to head, and we are going to try to make a team that can beat the other team. And once it's all said and done, we'll sit down, look at our teams, and see who's better. Walker Lott, just kind of a quick rapid fire intro there. Number one, how are you? Number two, what are your thoughts on what we're doing with the draft?
This is exciting. This has been something me and him have been talking back and forth about for a good amount of time. And I'm excited for this day has finally come. And I'm doing good, man. Summer classes, prepping, and we announced the quarterback retreat this summer officially. So that's exciting. So we're doing a lot of work behind the scenes for that and some other stuff. So just a lot of work behind the scenes right now. But we had to take away from that so I can beat Wes Tolleson in this draft and show him I am the true best and most amount of knowledge of private school football in the state of Texas.
We will see. Just something whenever you're looking at this, it's ridiculous. And I'm a broken record. It is ridiculous how much top end talent there is in Texas private school. I mean, it's insane. Yeah. Just we were making the big board yesterday and the day before, and just the more I went down and the more names I found, it was just crazy how many Power 5 athletes are in Texas private school. It's crazy. But there still has to be a better team when it's all said and done, and we're going to figure out whose that will be at the end of the draft. So some quick stipulations. How the draft's going to work. Well, first of all, I don't think we've even run this by Walker, but I'm proposing a snake draft. So whoever basically, because I think that makes it more fair. So whoever gets the first pick gets the first pick, and then the next person gets picks 2 and 3. Okay. And then wait.
No,
2 and 3.
Yeah, you 2, 3. Okay. I get 4, 5. Yes, that's how it works.
Yeah, that is a snake draft. Okay, so it's been a long time since I've done that. I've had to think about it, but yeah. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna do a snake draft. There's going to be. So it's a little bit murky. It's going to be an 11-on-11 team. We're going to draft one player at each spot, with the exception of quarterbacks and running backs, just because there's only one of those. So we're going to have a backup quarterback and a backup running back. But basically, just to simplify things, it's going to be an 11-on-11 team. We're drafting starters, and yeah, I mean, Walker, anything else to add regarding the stipulations?
I guess we'll do it. What we'll do is after this, we'll make a graphic of it and we'll put it out on social media, and y'all will vote. And so go to our socials, follow our socials, we'll post it there, and y'all can vote who has the better team, and we'll do it like that. I think that's a good way to do it. And the winner gets what?
I didn't even think about that.
I don't know.
Winner buys
George's
losers lunch in Waco. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Walker, Ryan Schroeder owes me a meal in George's. I completely forgot about that until now.
He does.
I'm gonna get up, Ryan, whenever this comes out and you see it. You owe me lunch at George's. Was that the Grace legacy bet?
I think so. I think it was
either that or it was Coram Deo legacy. I don't know. I've beaten Ryan like 3 separate times this year, but that's neither here nor there. Me and Walker Lott are competing for a lunch at George's whenever we meet at the end of June for 7-on-7. Hopefully this will be out before then.
Yeah, next week. But that will be next week.
That's crazy. Time flies.
Yep.
But yeah, so drafting an 11-on-11 team. I think I'm still just stalling because I don't know if I'm ready to get into this.
Do you want to do like heads or tails? And I'll let you call it heads or tails, and you get to choose if you want to go first or second. How's that?
Okay. I'm calling heads.
Hey Siri, heads or tails? It is tails.
Okay. What are you gonna do?
All right. I'll go second.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Oh, now I have a choice because I don't know. With the first overall pick in the Texas Private School Podcast mock draft, Wes Tolleson selects Max Granville from Fort Bend Christian Academy.
Wow.
I mean, listen, yeah, it was. I didn't know if I was going to take a defensive end, but it's kind of the Myles Garrett factor. Granville is so good. I've been on him for so long, and he's the best edge prospect I've seen in a long time. I want somebody that's screaming off the edge. Granville checks all the boxes. And most importantly, like I've said before,
Right.
he plays his best when the light's the brightest. He doesn't disappear in big games. I know my team's game against Walker Lott's team is going to be a big game. I want Max Granville screaming off the edge.
That was really good. I love that pick. That's a really good pick.
I had to take it. There we go. So that's number 1 overall, Max Granville. He can add that to his resume that he was the first overall pick in the TXPS draft.
I agree. I think. What am I gonna do now? That's a great pick. I mean, there's no one quite like him. And I saw he was at the A&M camp the other day. Shout out the Granvilles going to Aden Aguilan. He was balling out. Okay. I think I'm gonna go in the trenches as well. And with the second pick in the draft, I'm gonna go the parish man himself, Caleb Mitchell-Irving. I'm gonna go a guy who has a lot of versatility, and a guy like that where he can play a 3-tech, he can play edge, he can, if you want him as a 1-tech, he can honestly play whatever on the defensive line, is something I value a lot. And with the offers he has, 30 plus, I mean, come on, man, he's not bad at all. So that will be my second pick, a very versatile defensive lineman. So
that's fair. That honestly, I have a lot of defensive linemen. I might have just skipped over Caleb Mitchell-Irving, but I'm content with that. I think my team, you didn't steal anyone that I was thinking of.
We'll see. And then on the other side.
Oh God, I forgot you get 2 in a row. I'm nervous now.
I'm going to go. I need my future. I need the future protected. No. And then with that, I'm going to go quarterback. I need the franchise starter. And with that, I'm going to go Sawyer Anderson with my third overall pick. Sawyer, right now is probably the best quarterback in all of Texas private school. He has years to grow, years of experience. And you know what's also better? He has the championship mindset. He already has 1-2. He knows how to win. And at the end of the day, that's what you want in a quarterback, a guy who knows how to win. Sawyer Anderson, my number 3 overall pick. Let's go, Sawyer. Let's ride.
So, yeah, with that reaction, you definitely can't tell who I was taking at quarterback. That's it's upsetting. I have backup plans in place, but Sawyer Anderson was far and away my first choice. I'm gonna have to do some scrambling to do some research. However, he wasn't my second overall pick. Who I agree. I thought you were going a different direction. I'm going with the future, but I'm more with going for the guy that's going to protect the future.
Yeah.
I want tackle Bennett Warren out of Fort Bend Christian Academy.
He was my other one. Yep.
I mean, I have to. How could I not? Bennett Warren emerging as one of the star recruits in the class of 24, offered by every big name you can think of. His Final Four is what? Michigan, A&M,
OU, and Tennessee.
I think so. It's something like that. I know we got the first 3 right, but I mean, he's a mountain of a man. He's going to protect whoever I have at quarterback, which is incredibly important to me. And also, he's going to get active in the run game. You don't know what my philosophy is regarding the run game, but it'll become more clear as the draft goes on. But yeah, I knew that I was going to put a high priority at that tackle spot, whether it's left or right, and Bennett Warren checks all the boxes for me. So my first two picks are 2 guys from Fort Bend Christian Academy. So, I mean, you can say what you want, but I think those are 2 of the best options to get it done.
I love Bennett. I mean, he's a great pick. Who 6'8", long arms, very athletic. I mean, what more do you want in an offensive tackle? So, all right, what's your next pick?
I completely forgot that I completely forgot that I get another pick here. Um okay. So my third overall pick,
Dun,
I'm going to go,
dun,
and I don't know if you're expecting
dun,
this.
dun, 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 dun.
I'm going to go to the other side. I'm going to go Will Scott from Trinity Valley.
Wow. Wow.
I'm going to go. I know. I'm going
I
to
mean,
take him.
that's 2 6'8" offensive tackles back to back. I mean, what? I mean, that's wow. Okay. Wow. That's
And a lot of this I'm putting, because I've never seen Will Scott live. I've seen his film and I'm very impressed by it. I'm
he's
putting a
from
lot of
Holland.
stock in what you say,
Right.
which is how good he's appeared. And on the film says it all. I was really it was gonna come down to him or Charlie Humphreys from Cistercian. And
Yeah.
I just took a gut decision. I went Will Scott. I would have been happy with either of those, but that was one of my priorities, was getting those two absolute mountains at my tackles to protect whoever I'm going to take at quarterback now.
I respect that. I respect that. Um, yeah. Okay. All right. I think we gotta go trenches, man. I gotta combat you a little bit there. I got my franchise quarterback, but I think sometimes even when you're doing your fantasy football drafts, you don't draft a quarterback really high. You usually have to
Right.
wait till a little bit. But when there's a Pat Mahomes and something like that on the board, you gotta take the Pat Mahomes kind of early. And that's what I think
Okay.
of. That's what I think of Mr. Anderson.
Completely agree.
All right. 4, I'm gonna go my first pick. I'm gonna go a guy that Mr. Anderson knows a lot and very well. Sam Liu from Parish Episcopal, one of the probably the best inner guard in the senior class for Texas Private School. Sam Liu is a mauler, our offensive lineman for D1 last year. I mean, what more do you want? So, he is going to be a stud for this offensive line. And on the other side, I'm
That
gonna
is interesting. I'll say really quickly, you going with a guard before you're getting a tackle. Is there any reason for that?
I think I want the best of the best, and I think he is one of the best. He is the best inner guard, maybe in private school next year. So, uh,
Mhm.
I mean, you took the number one probably offensive tackle off the board, so I'm going to take the number one guard off the board. Hey, if it's a Quentin Nelson, I mean, you want Quentin Nelson on your squad, type of thing. So, I mean, he bolsters your offensive line when he is able to pull. He can play multiple positions if needed. I could go down the line of why Sam Liu is, one of the most valuable assets on the offensive line in private school. So, because of that, I'm going to go the other side of the trenches again and boast on my defensive line. I'm going to go Michael Anthony Okura from Houston St.
Hmm.
Thomas. You have the edge rush of Granville, maybe not as fast, but as strong and just dominant will be Michael Anthony Cooler off the edge. I mean, he is a dog. And him and Mitchell Irving on one defensive line, that's a bad day for any offensive line.
That's a mean combination. I will give you that. See, it's just now the game within the game is me trying to think of how valuable these guys are to you, because there's some guys that I don't think you're going to take that I need really badly, so I'll leave them for a second. But there's some guys I think that you'll have your eye on that I want to take really quickly. So it's just like it's a big game of prisoner's dilemma. I'm curious with where I'm going to go here. Okay, so with my fourth and fifth picks, with the fourth pick, I'm going with class of 24, maybe the best overall player in the class, wide receiver, Speedy Nettles. What can I say? And the thing is, also a stipulation I forgot to mention is a lot of these guys play both ways. For the guys that play both ways, you can draft them to play either position, but once they're drafted, another guy can't draft them to
So
play a different
you're
position.
drafting Speedy at corner or receiver?
Receiver. I want Speedy at receiver.
Okay.
That might just be, I mean, I played both, but I favored receiver, so that might be the receiver in me talking. I've also seen Speedy take a lot of he's too much of a playmaker offensively for me to not put him at receiver. I think he makes a case for the best receiver in private school and as well as the best skill player in private school. So yeah, Speedy Nettles has to be my 4th overall pick. And now for my 5th pick, I already have a receiver. I can't believe this one guy's still on the board, and I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to snatch him up. Okay. I'm stuck. I don't know what I'm going to take. Okay, for my next pick at running back, I'm taking Johan Cardenas from Houston St. Thomas. Yeah, I legitimately, I had planned to take Clayton Sebecki because I didn't think Johan was going to be on the board this long. And I was just looking at my top priorities, and I was like, if Johan's still there, I gotta take Johan.
Yeah.
I just said Speedy might be the best prospect, the best skill player in all private schools. If not him, then it's Johan. Johan might even make a bigger case for it. He's just an absolute freak. Every time I see a video of him bench pressing come on my timeline, I stop and I watch the entire thing because it's crazy how strong, how fast, how athletic he is. Best running back in the state, bar none. So I'm going to take Speedy Nettles and Johan Cardenas, 2 of the best skill players in all private school.
That hurts. That hurts so bad.
Is that who you were taking in your next round?
Absolutely. Because the thing about it is you base your team around a guy like Cardenas. Like if you on your team, you're run heavy. But now, like I might not be able to do that, you know?
And now that's the problem was I didn't take if I would have built my team around Johan, I would have taken guards already. I planned on being a sideline to sideline type runner, someone that get involved in the passing game, but I can't pass up Johan that late.
Oh, okay. We're in a predicament. Okay. All right. I have to go skill position. So I'm gonna go one of the most impressive athletes I've seen live from Houston St. John's, Cole Allen. So I think Cole is a dude, man, and he's versatile, which I love. And so I'm gonna put him at receiver to start out, but I mean he can play running back as well. And to pair with him, I'm gonna. Oh, this is so difficult. Shout out to my old high school coach, Coach Kaysen. I'm picking your son, Elijah Kaysen, out of First Baptist.
No.
So,
dude.
Yeah, I'm giving Sawyer weapons on weapons. That's all I'm going to let him do. Speed, athleticism, and versatility. That's what I'm getting in Cole, and I'm getting his speed, athleticism, route running, one of the best receivers in private school, Elijah Kaysen. I mean, what more do you want, Sawyer? You're welcome.
I'm so upset, dude. I literally just said it on one of the Instagram stories before we started recording. Kaysen in my half of the spring tour, Elijah Kaysen was probably the most impressive guy that I saw. He's fast, he catches everything, he's quick. Dallas First Baptist has a wealth of riches at receiver, and I'm so very upset that you took Kaysen from me. However, I've still got a lot of guys that I think are underrated at receiver.
Yeah, no doubt. There's a lot of dudes on that receiver board.
Whoever, it really doesn't matter who we get at receiver, because at the end of the day, we're both going to have really good receivers.
Right.
But that being said, okay, so let me see. You took Elijah Case and Cole. God, Cole Allen's so good too. It's funny because I just got what I thought were the 2 best skill guys in private school, and you followed up with 2 guys that are almost just as good as both of them.
Yep. So
okay, so I now have 2 more picks. A lot of my strategy's been thrown to the wind at this point. I'm trying to think of I'm still trying to think of guys that are going to come up on your radar. You know, you're really in tune with the trenches, and I don't think there's a couple guys on here I can't leave for much longer. One of those being Porter Nix from Dallas Christian. Porter recently offered by Air Force. He got an Army offer just recently, didn't he? It was another service academy. Porter Nix, I've spoken at length in several videos of how underrated he is. maybe coincidental, right after I released that video, he gets 2 or 3 D1 offers. Porter's he's a mauler, like we said several times. I think he's got a lot of Palmernicks in him, and if you're old enough to remember Palmernicks playing in high school, you'll know it's about the highest compliment I can give somebody. I want Porternicks on my interior. I want 2 guys that are going to be absolute bowling balls on the interior, just ripping to get after the quarterback. And because of that, with my next pick, I'm going to take another interior defensive lineman with Ivan Jimmy Ducksworth.
Oh,
were you thinking
okay.
of him?
Okay. Jimmy, hey, that dude's a dog. 600-pound deadlift, man. You got
I
just pure
know.
strength.
That's a big reason for it, because whenever I'm deadlifting like 370, and I'm like, this is heavy, and I'm thinking Ivan Jimmy Ducksworth is deadlifting 600 pounds. But I turned on his film this morning before I put him on my priorities list, and I just saw him. It's just the explosiveness and a guy that his size should not have. You know, he gets overlooked a little bit because of how good Max Granville is on that defensive line. Jimmy Ducksworth shouldn't get overlooked. He is ridiculously talented. Fort Bend Christian, we haven't talked about a whole lot because they haven't gotten a lot of guys in this offseason. The guys that they have there, you forget, already won a state championship. Jimmy Ducksworth, part of it. I want him on my teams. That's going to round out my defensive line, Walker. Oh, no, I've still got, three of the guys. I've got 2 interiors at Nixon, IJD, and then I've got Max Granville on the edge. So out of like my 6 picks so far, 3 of them are Fort Bend guys.
Well said. All right. All right. I'm going trenches as well. I have to beef up. I'm gonna go. I'm beefing up another guard. I'm going Houston H-Town with Joshua Moses from Houston Legacy Sports of whatever school of sciences.
I didn't even think of the legacy guys.
You got it. I'm only doing one. Because that team is absolutely loaded. I'm going to go that, and he is going to be the best interior offensive lineman prospect in 2025, and it's going to be Joshua Moses. I mean, you gotta use your brain, Wes. You gotta use your brain. Know the
thing is, I was looking at all these schools whenever I was doing research for the big board, and I skipped over like 10 sports sciences guys because we don't really cover TCal like that. They're technically TCal, aren't they?
I don't know, but I mean, I've covered him live. I've watched him at camps. I have a little bit of experience with him. I think he's a really, really good player. With that, I'm gonna go another interior prospect. I think, one that I'm really happy about is what I always say, the best offensive center in all of private school, Anthony Pellerin.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to have the best interior offensive line in all of private school this year with 3 guys who have experience and are strong, fast, and physical. I mean, what more do you want in an interior offensive line? You might have gotten the tackles, Wes, but I got the big 3 in the middle.
See, that was my strategy. I was going to stack up on the tackles and then figure out the guards later. But then I have Johan, and I'm just going to say if any of them get through, Johan can shake 1 or 2 of them off and just live with that. Which now that I'm not sorry, that would be defensive lineman. I'm losing my mind. Anyways, now looking at. Okay, I just took Porter and IJD last. Who am I needing?
Yeah, 2 interiors and an edge. What else?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the defensive side of the ball, and it's really it's between it's between 2 linebackers that I'm looking at right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 25 Parker Meese from Parish Episcopal. I was looking at, well, I won't give away the other guy I was looking at, but you can probably guess. But I mean, just an absolute weapon for Parrish. I want a linebacker that not only will come up and hit you in the mouth, but is also smart enough to make the right reads and do the right thing every single time. I think that's Parker Meese. I think that's going to be a great weapon for our squad. And for my next pick, I'm going to take JD Crisp, a wide receiver from Houston Second Baptist. It might
Ah,
seem a little high. We've got him in our athletes tab on the big board, so you can really do anything you want. I was looking at Crisp because I was trying to think of a free safety that I was going to use. So I went to Crisp's huddle and I was like, let me see what he looks like at free safety again, so I can guess. And I just saw clip after clip of him mossing people, and I was
yeah,
like, you know what? JD Chris is going to be a great counterpart to Speedy Nettles on my wide receiving core.
that's a good
So
point.
yeah, that's the second receiver off the board being JD Crisp, and also first linebacker in Parker Meese. So let's add that to the tally. Let's just take a quick intermission. I'm happy with how my team is rounding out so far. Walker Lott, what are your thoughts?
I love my team. I got really good interior guys, a versatile weapon in Cole Allen, and just a true, just monster receiver in Elijah Kaysen, and the best quarterback in private school. I mean, what more do you want?
That's very fair. All
So,
righty.
all right, back to me, I guess. Um, I need to call my defensive coordinator. 1 second.
Golly. Let me see. What do you need? You need linebackers. You need DBs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
guess you're going linebacker.
you don't like Wes's team either? I agree.
Tell him he's a moron.
You don't know this. You don't know him.
I know who you're going with. I'm gonna write it down on a whiteboard.
Oh, are you? Okay. I'm going to go.
Hang on. Let me write it down and see if I get it right.
Okay. I don't
All
know.
right.
Oh, okay. We're doing this. Okay. I don't know, man.
What was the call with your defensive coordinator then?
Because I need to talk through my picks. I'm going to go. I need a run stopping. No, actually, I want a guy who's very athletic, can run sideline to sideline, and I'm gonna go a guy that just transferred into Parrish and Caleb Bowers from Plano Prestonwood.
Never mind. I'm gonna erase my answer because I don't want you to take him.
So because of with all of my run stopping interior defensive linemen, I need something that can balance that. And a guy like Caleb Bowers can definitely do that. I mean, what more do you want in a sideline to sideline linebacker? And with that, I'm going to secure my secondary. I'm going to go a guy who had 12 interceptions last year, Kevin Doddard.
No. I thought I could get a couple more rounds before we started going to the secondary.
I need a guy who has ball IQ. He has football IQ. He has route running IQ. Knows where to need to be. And with my defensive line causing so much chaos, he'll be a perfect fit to just catch interception on interception all year. Thank you, Kevin Doddard.
Okay, well, I got to take Kevin Doddard off of my list. I'm surprised you haven't stolen more guys of mine, but Kevin Doddard was my first safety off the board. And I was trying to wait until maybe round 20 before we got there. But
safeties are interesting to do, right? Because it's hard to predict them, but a guy like, Kyle Hamilton last year in the draft where you just got to get him in the first round. Kevin Doddard is that type of guy.
Yeah, I should have taken him. But okay, let me see who else is on the board that I think that you're gonna go grab. Here's a guy that I can't believe hasn't gotten taken off the board yet. At wide receiver number 3, I'm gonna take from Liberty Christian Argyle, Brady Janusek. Maybe I'm saying this about every guy that I say. Brady Janusek statistically, outside of Speedy, might have had the best season out of anyone at the wide receiver position. He was an absolute freak. Was that what were you about to go with him?
Yeah, I was thinking of him. He was one of my guys. That hurts.
Yeah, Janusek's a freak. I mean, the amount of times that we said his name on the podcast last year was absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, with receivers, Speedy Nettles, JD Crisp, and Brady Janusek, I'm very, very confident with that.
Yeah.
I'm very heavily debating taking another receiver off the board. No, I think I can get that guy for value later.
Oh, okay, okay.
But I'm going to finish out my defensive line. And, I compared Max Granville to Myles Garrett, but part of what made Myles Garrett so good was Deshaun Hall on the other side. You couldn't completely shift Myles Garrett every single time because Deshaun Hall would tear you up. So that's always something that's very important to me, is having two incredibly talented edge rushers. One can be the quote unquote star, but the other one has to be good enough that he shifts the focus away. And Walker, I don't know if you were thinking of this guy, so your guy might still be on the board. I'm going to take Max Saul from Liberty Christian.
Wow, I like that pick.
And that's going to be a pick that not a lot of people will even come to mind. It wouldn't have come to my mind until I watched him at Liberty spring ball this past year. He was an absolute force. It is so hard to get your hands on him and lock him up. And I think everyone's going to be so focused on Granville that he's going to have some opportunities just to absolutely tear off the edge. I want Max Saul at my other defensive end spot, and that will round out my defensive line.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Then I need to think this through.
Golly, I need two guards in the center really badly.
All right, I'm gonna go now. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna bring two guys in that just have the juice to the team, and one of them is gonna be linebacker Tyler Day from Houston St. Thomas. I need some energy on my team. I need a good interior linebacker, and Tyler Day will be that guy for me. I really like his game, man, and I'm very excited to have him on my squad. I'm gonna run like a 4-3 defense, and he will be one of my interior linebackers. And I really, really like him, man. He's a really, really good player. And so Tyler Day will be one of my guys. And then the second dude, I'm going to pick him after seeing him in person the other day. I'm going to pick another Houston guy, Jordan Ellie Stewart from Houston Christian. 6'2", 10'7", 10'6", 100-meter dash. Just pure athlete at the corner position. It will be a lockdown corner for us, this team. I got a safety. I got a corner. I mean, what more do you want for this squad?
I like that a lot. Those are two very good picks. Okay, let me do some cleaning up of this board. Okay, who do I have left that I could need? I'm just out of pure laziness gonna skip the guards and the centers until the end. You know what? I'm going to take the guy. Oh, actually, I did spell his name right. I'm going to take the guy that I thought you were going to pick because I need another linebacker before you're going to take another one off the board. I'm going to take the absolute stopper from Prestonwood Christian, Hudson Lunsford. That's probably mirrored, so you probably have no idea what that says, but Hudson Lunsford. Lunsford was the guy who I was deciding between before I took Parker Meese. Another guy who I turned on his film while I was eating my Eggo waffles this morning, and
it's so much fun to watch. It's so much fun to watch.
Pieces of frozen waffle fell out of my mouth that I was watching his clips just because he absolutely smacks people. It's ridiculous. And you can go back and see right now why it took me so long to pick Parker Meese, because I was like, I was fully convinced Lunsford was going to be gone by the time I got back around to this point. And yeah, dude, he's an absolute freak. He has to be the second guy in my linebacking core.
I mean, that's deadly. And another universe, when Parker Meese stays at Prestonwood Christian, that would have been the two back. Him, Meese, and Bowers would have been the deadliest linebacking trio ever in private school.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's not even a debate. Okay. So with I knew he wasn't going to be around the next time that I got back to him. You know what? I'm going to do it. Okay. So with my next pick, I'm taking class of 25 Liberty Christian linebacker CJ Witten, but I'm not playing him at linebacker. I'm playing him at strong safety.
Okay, I
I
like
want
that.
one of my quote unquote defensive philosophy is it's offense. I've got like 13, like a 13-word sentence. I've got one sentence with defense. It's safeties that will knock you out. I want two safeties that are going to put you into a coma. And that's why I'm taking outside linebacker CJ Witten and moving him to strong safety, because one of his best assets is his speed. I know that's why Texas private school football guy likes him so much, why I rated him number 1 in the 2025 class, even over Parker Meese, was because of his 10.55 40, maybe he was a 10.9, somewhere in between there. I mean, just for a sophomore linebacker running that fast is ridiculous. And I watched his film. He's got great hands. He's got an elite ability to read plays. I think he would do perfectly at strong safety. He's a fantastic linebacker, but on my team, my priority is safeties that are going to kill you. And that's why I want CJ Witten playing strong safety.
That's a really good pick.
It's funny. I had him on my priorities at linebacker and at safety, depending on how the draft went. So now I can just delete him off linebacker really quickly.
I respect that. All right. I'm gonna take. I don't know. We'll see. Let me look. I need a hoss. I need a dude that will, like you said, that's just gonna hit some people. And I'm gonna take Jacob Manord from Fort Worth Trinity Valley.
Oh, I can't believe I didn't have him. Was he on the big board?
He is on the big board, baby.
Gosh darn it, I missed
He
him.
is a dog. I want to see how many tackles did that dude have last year? Like 140, I think, in a SPC schedule. That is disgusting.
I
Yeah,
can't believe I missed
140
him.
tackles, 86 solo, 2 forced fumbles, and also can play. He can also play like H back for me as well if he wants to. But yeah, Jacob Manor is an absolute dog. He fills up my linebacking core of a guy who can just be a run stopper in the middle. Tyler and him are going to be there with Caleb Bowers just being an absolute specimen all around my defense. I mean, that athleticism, just strength, IQ, that's what you want in a linebacking core. So I'm going to take those 3 dudes. And then my other position, I'm going receiver.
Who else I have? I'm very confident you're not going to take my guy away from me.
I have
Oh,
I have athleticism, I have versatility, I have speed, route running. I kind of need a different guy. Like a different guy. A guy who can go up and get it. A guy who can go mossing people, has some height advantage on him. I need a big body who can go up and get it, can catch anything. I'm going to go Caleb Mitchell from Dallas First Baptist. I need a big presence on the outside, a guy who has the great route running, but also can do many things. Why not Caleb Mitchell, man? D1 offered Caleb Mitchell. Let's go.
Yeah, that's whenever you said a guy that can go up and get it, it's immediately what I thought of. He looked great in their practice. Between him, Dominic Saidu, Elijah Kaysen, just all absolutely ridiculous. Very, very talented players. Was that your, let me see, how many receivers was that for you? Was that 3?
That's 3 and 3.
Okay. I don't know how much longer I can leave that guy on the board, but we'll see. So let's see. I'm really gonna have to get some. Well, you have all of your centers and guards, so I'm gonna leave them for the time being.
That's why I haven't picked defensive line or tackle yet.
That's why I haven't picked a quarterback yet, just because I know everything's set in stone. So I'm really just focusing on the back end here. Oh, this is risky. You know what? Yeah, with my final linebacker, I'm gonna go with maybe the first class of 26 guy that we've taken. I'm taking Madden Morgan from Episcopal Bel Air.
Oh,
I want guys that are gonna absolutely waylay you. I've made that clear. Maybe, and here's the thing: there are guys that look like Tarzan and play like Jane. Madden Morgan's not one of them. It's Tarzan. I mean, I think he's poised for a really, really big sophomore effort. And I say that from watching him in practice. He's not some guy that's like a typical sophomore, kind of standing in the back, just quiet. He's vocal. He's a leader already as a sophomore. I'm very excited to see what he does, and I want him as a third linebacker on that team. I want between Parker Meese, Hudson Lunsford, and Madden Morgan. I'm very confident with those linebackers. So I'm trying to think. Yeah, so I have another pick.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to round up my safeties. I'm going to take Caden Leahy from Grace Prep. Leahy is another guy that, and remember, my defensive philosophy is one sentence, 6 words: safeties that will knock you out. Caden Leahy will knock you out. And there's a clip on our Twitter, if I can find it, of Caden Leahy absolutely waylaying somebody. Not only that, his ball hawking skills on offense translate seamlessly to the defensive side of the ball. He goes up, can pick anything. So between Madden Morgan and Caden Leahy, I'm very, very pleased with getting those 2 guys this late in the draft.
That's a great pick. We love Caden in this podcast. I'm having difficulties right now. Are you how are you feeling right now? Yeah, let's time out. Like how are we feeling today, man? How are we feeling?
I feel great, to be honest. I came into I did probably a little more work than I should have. I had to drop my mom off to get a rental car, and I spent the hour and a half that shouldn't have taken just doing more research on guys and trying to specialize and prioritize my team. And I'm very happy with how that turned out. The philosophy has changed. I will say, getting Johan completely kind of shifted what I wanted to do with my team, because I didn't expect him to be there at that point. But we'll see. I might just build the team and make the priorities later. What are your thoughts with how it's gone so far?
I mean, I'm very happy with how it's going. I'm trying to figure out a guy to really just carry me to the next level, to just kind of shock you, make an interesting pick. And that's what I'm kind of doing right now. All right, I'm picking a dude. This is an interesting one. This is kind of an out of the water pick, but this is kind of my dog pick and a guy you just need on your squad. I'm picking Rally Strode from Antonian Prep. I am picking a guy that he'll go against the best. He'll one-on-one you, and he will not back down. And I love him for my second kind of corner safety spot. I mean, what more do you want in a guy? And he can also bring me some versatility, play receiver if he needs to, or he can play my punt returner, kick returner if he needs to as well. So, I mean, Rally Schroeder's just my guy on defense, man. I was an all-state secondary player in D1 last year. I mean, come on, man.
I mean, maybe the best bang for your buck you can get.
Yep. So that is my first pick. My second pick, man, I'm giving Mr. Anderson another weapon. I'm gonna go Carter Braw from Austin Hyde Park. The superstar over there at Austin was one of the big pieces of why Austin Hyde Park had a really good year. He stands at a very impressive 6'5", 6'6". D1 offer tight end, 6'5", 225, just got an offer from Tulsa. I mean, he's gonna be a dude for Mr. Anderson, and I think that's gonna be a key piece of this team next year.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, yeah, Riley Strode, Carter Braw. Carter Braw is a fantastic pick, by the way. I'm not super well versed in tight ends, so I
go watch the tape. Go watch the tape.
Absolutely. Okay, well, so let's see. So you have all your receivers. There's one DB left, so that logic tells me that's what I should focus on. Yeah, you know what? With my next pick, I would like to take defensive back Reed Watkins from Fort Worth All Saints.
He's a dude.
Just an absolute dude. So Walker, I'll let you say a little bit. You saw him at Fort Worth All Saints practice. What are your thoughts on the Brock transfer?
Oh, I mean, he I think I said it in the article we wrote. That dude just has a different gear of athleticism. His acceleration is just it puts that car into third gear, and he just goes, man. It's disgusting. So he's a great addition to your squad. He's a guy I was really thinking about for my team as a safety. He has great IQ, knows where it needs to be. When he needs to go, he goes and he makes a play. And man, I think he is a really, really good athlete for sure. So really good pick.
Oh, I thought so. I really like Reed Watkins. I like this tape. I'm excited to see him in person. That's one guy that I really want to see. That I want to see play. I'm gonna go with my final wide receiver.
Mm,
With my last pick in this round. And that's going to be the former First Baptist Academy, now Bishop Lynch wide receiver, PJ Washington.
Yep.
If Elijah Kaysen was the most impressive receiver that I saw on the spring tour, PJ was second, and it's not by a lot. It's 1A, 1B. PJ was he's going to be the best receiver on Bishop Lynch, and he's going to be one of the best receivers in Division One, transferring up from Division Three, which is wild. But that's how good PJ Washington is. I'm so excited to see how Legend Howell utilizes him in the pass game. He's a guy that I want on my squad. He's just very talented, and he's a guy that I left on the board for a while only because I thought I could get him with great value this late in the draft. Fantastic athlete.
I agree. Great pick. To wrap up my defensive back side, I'm gonna pick a guy that I didn't know much about before the spring, and then watching him and then going to watch the film, I'm very excited about. Division One offer 2024 out of Fort Bend, Jordan Rogers at safety. 6'2", moves really well, has a nose for the football. I think he's going to be a key piece for this team to help out with in coverage, where Kevin might be a little more ball hockey. I can have him in coverage and be very fine with him in the backfield. So I think he's going to be a key piece for this team. So Jordan Rogers is my first pick. I'm going to go running back. I haven't gone running back yet, so I'm going to go that there. I'm going to go Clayton Sebecki from Grapevine Faith. The Air Force commit is a great player, and I think he's going to be a key piece for my team. So give me Clayton Sebecki.
I was scouting another guy. And I didn't even hear who you said. And that makes me upset because Clayton Sebecki was the running back that initially I was going to build my team around until I saw Johan there that late. I was going to use Clayton in the pass game. I was going to run him side to side. Now I've got to figure out another running back, which
6'1", runs a 10.55. Like, come on.
Dude, I watched his tape for the first time this morning. He's so fast, dude. He is so fast. And it makes sense because he kind of took over the role of a guy like John Raybuck, who is incredible in his own right. So how good does Clayton Sebecki have to be? It's ridiculous. Yeah. That grapevine backfield is going to be very good next year. Okay, so you have yours.
Yep.
Okay, so at offensive guard, which kind of feels like cheating because I feel like he's more of a tackle. I'm going to take Nick Hughes from Central Catholic, which, dude,
underrated dog, man. He's
absolutely
a dog.
Dude, what is he like? He's 6'4", 280. And the only reason that I'm taking him is because he's listed at guard as well. So I'm going to exploit the system. I want him at guard, but he's just, I mean, like you said, Walker, he's so incredibly underrated. We talked a lot about the defensive line or the offensive linemen before him that were so good protecting Silas. He is so good as well. There's some dogs on that Central offensive line.
Yep.
But I'm taking Nick Hughes at guard, and you know what? I'll grab a center while we're at it. I mean, I guess yeah, I'm gonna take Nate Weber from Parish Episcopal is my center. That Parish offensive line has been so good for as long as I can remember, and I really can't go wrong taking Nate Weber at center here. So I'm going to finalize my round with 2 interior offensive linemen. That'll leave me, I think, with 1 interior offensive lineman left, and we are rapidly approaching the end of the draft.
Yep. You see, I'm going to go, okay, this might be a little interesting, and but I'm going to do it. This might not be like, if you're talking just number 1 running back on the board left available, he probably is not, but a guy that I need to fit my second back as like a more of a tough runner. Remember a Keith Ford tap back in the day?
Very well, number 7.
Yep. I'm gonna bring God's Will Giadorlor to my squad, and I think I think he's going to be a guy that compares with Sebecki so well, where Sebecki's more of a fast, elusive. When you need a ground and pound inside the 5-yard line and you need to score, you put in God's Will, man. And I think he's going to be a key piece for the squad.
It's lightning and thunder, just like cars. Lightning
Yep.
and thunder. You got Sabecki. You got I almost called him Ford. You got Godswill Giudolor. Yeah, Godswill looked great at Bishop Lynch's practice as well. I can't that is such a good pick. You know what? We're still battling for the special teams guy, and I'm just
Whoa,
gonna
whoa,
I'm
whoa,
gonna
whoa, whoa, whoa!
what do you mean? Whoa.
I have one more pick.
Okay, go ahead.
And how dare you try to go against me? And I'm gonna pick our Taps Division 4 Special Teams Player of the Year
No,
2 times
no.
running.
I gave
Nick-
it away.
Yeah, Nick Angerstein. Come on, man.
I gave
Uh,
it away.
our
would-
first-
and tell me you wouldn't have picked him if I didn't
Absolutely not. But that's the play. That's the game. The game's the game.
Oh,
Sorry,
I
man.
jumped the gun, dude. Dude, I was so excited to be like, "How you forgot about special teams? I'm going to take the undisputed best special teams player on the board."
Sorry, man.
Darn it. Okay, that
Sorry.
makes me really upset. But that actually gives me a fantastic opportunity to take a great player from Grace Community, and then I will not pass up. I'm going to take Blake Harmon, the 25 from Grace Community. I think Grace Community is sneaky underrated at developed kicking talent. There's guys like Jacob Williams from way far back that didn't go play anywhere, but he absolutely could have. There's obviously my good friend Alex Quintero, who is currently kicking, punting, and kicking field goals at Indiana. Blake Harmon is going to be the next guy in that line. Also a great linebacker, but I'm really excited to see where he commits to, because I know he's going to go somewhere to kick. Really long-winded way of saying I'm very excited to have Blake Harmon on my team, even though I just had an absolute meltdown over missing on Nicholas Angerstein. But so that is one player for me. Let me see. I probably should go get a quarterback before you get a backup quarterback. And this is where I'm in a really, really hard spot, because
Sure.
there are 3 guys, in my opinion, that I could go after and be completely fine with. And it kind of depends on how I want to build my team. I'm gonna go a little bit risky. I'm gonna take Keldon Ryan 4 with All Saints. I just you turn on his tape. I initially was going to go with a pure pocket passer, so somebody like Stephen Gill, somebody like Cole Welliver. Sawyer Anderson was my initial target until you took him. Keldon Ryan, even though he doesn't fit the mold of a pocket passer, that's not because he's not good with his arm. He's great with his arm, but he's almost as good with his legs. That's why I think this is the best value pick at this point in the draft. Keldon Ryan, just turn on the tape, has a laser beam arm, can make plays with his legs, probably one of the most dynamic athletes on this entire board. Yeah, very, very, very happy to get him this late in the draft.
Dang. I
was not about to let you have Sawyer Anderson and Keldon Ryan on the same team.
I don't know, man. It was about to be that way. It was. But it's okay. That's okay. We keep moving. We keep moving. Who do I want? I'm gonna go back-to-back defensive linemen here. And I have my interesting thing is where do I put Mitchell Irving? Like I said, one of the best defensive linemen in private school, but he's versatile. So do you want him on the inside? Do you want him on the outside? I don't know, because if I want him on the inside, then Okru is one of my strong side defensive ends, or my weak side defensive end, maybe. I don't really know. One of my defensive ends, basically. And I'm going to say I'm going to put Caleb Mitchell Irving on my other defensive end spot. And I'm going to go 2 beasts in the middle to lock up anytime Johan can even run near him. I'm going to go Jack Harwell from TCA Addison, and I'm going to go Keller Patterson from Fort Worth All Saints.
That's so good.
That is 2 beasts in the middle, and I'm going to lock up my defensive line right there with those 2 guys, man. I mean, what more do you want from 2 absolute hosses in the middle?
I really can't believe I forgot about Jack Harwell and let him slip that late in the draft. He's so good. And Keller Patterson that late too is absolutely ridiculous.
It is.
You know, it's an
Yeah.
absolute wealth of riches in private school football to get guys like that this late. Oh, Josh Young just hit a 2-run home run. Or let's go
Young
Rangers.
time? Young time?
Young time. I just said young. Yeah, young time. Anyways, okay, so I need a backup quarterback, a backup running back, one last guard, and a defensive back. So let's take care of the defensive back first. And a guy that I let sit for a long time because I knew I don't he's not even on our normal big board, I think. Let me see. Oh, he is on our big board. Okay. So I'm going to take with my last defensive back slot a guy that led that I think no, because Kevin led taps and interceptions, but I think this guy was either tied with him or right behind him. That's Rayvon Robinson from Bishop Dunn.
He was
A guy you're not going to think of because he's not super physically imposing, but he is an absolute ball hawk. He is a guy that you're going to put on the other team's best receiver and say, take care of him. And then that team's not going to throw to him. And if they do throw to him, it's going to get picked off. I really like Ravon Robinson. I'm excited to see what he does in District 2 this year. I think under Keith's defense, he's going to be fantastic. So
I have a question. Who's your second corner?
my second corner, Reed Watkins. I'm putting him at corner.
Okay.
My safeties, strong safety, CJ Witten, free safeties, Caden Lehue, and then Reed and Ravon are. I think Reed probably plays, I think Reed probably plays free safety for All Saints.
Yeah, probably.
I think, but I'm going to put him at corner just because I like having Caden and CJ. CJ kind of throws a wrench in everything. I've got an outside linebacker playing in my secondary. But that's exactly how I want it. So
fair enough.
I love it. That was my Joker card for this draft, is taking CJ and putting him at safety. But
respect that.
Was that no? I've got one more, don't I?
Yes.
Yes.
So.
Okay. So for my last, actually, let me see. This is interesting. You know what? For my backup quarterback, I'm going to take jacked Luke Carney. Real
take it,
yes.
bro.
Were you gonna take it?
Yes.
Oh, dude, I was looking at like 3
me.
other names on this list, and I was like, okay, I want just an absolute. I want an absolute athlete in there. So Carney's kind of like Keldon Ryan in that he's got a great arm.
I know.
Whereas people understand how fast Keldon Ryan is, people don't understand how fast Luke Carney
is. Know.
Dude, he moves.
Dang
and plus, he just got tested. He just got tested at this combine. All right, he put a hang on. We can cut out until I find it. Carney put out a tweet titled "Making a Strong Case for the Most Athletic Class of 25 Quarterback in the Country." He's got a 4.36 shuttle, a 37-inch vertical, a 4.66 40, 117-inch broad jump, a 285 bench, 405 squat. I don't know what Luke Carney's been eating and lifting, but the answer to both of those questions is a lot. So that's why I want Luke Carney, who's turned himself to an absolute weapon this offseason. I know that's a great pick just because seeing Walker's reaction to my pick lets me know that. But I'm very excited to have Luke Carney and Keldon Ryan, the best quarterback room in the state, if I do say so myself.
That hurts. Because I needed like a little bit of a elusive, like a little bit of a dual threat type of guy, because Sawyer is one of the best he is the best pure passer in probably private school. So I needed a little bit of versatility. So I was thinking Luke. I'm okay with that. Totally fine with that. You don't see me complaining. So I'm gonna go one of the best triple jump guys in the whole entire country, and one of the best athletes in the country, in Carson Gordon. He brought them to the state championship last year. He's probably going to do it again this year. I think he's one of the best athletes in the country, man. Carson Gordon, man. Welcome to the squad. And so that will be my first pick. My second pick is, I guess we're coming down to the final wire, huh?
We really are.
Tackle. I need a tackle. All right. Okay. Jalen Beckley from TCA Addison. I mean, offered everywhere in the country. He's blowing up on the recruiting trail, and he'll be one of the best offensive tackles in all of private school and the state in 2025. So I'll gladly have him on my squad.
Yeah, I've said it 35 times, but that's also crazy that a guy like him falls that low in the draft because there's so much talent here. But yeah, those are two great picks. So I have now we're into the final picks. I don't know how you only have one. Wait, do you have another pick left?
Yeah, I have. I'll have to have one more pick.
Oh yeah, because I got first.
Yes.
Anyways, whatever. Okay, so we're down to our final picks. I have a running back and an offensive guard. For the first guard, I'm not going to overthink it. I'm going to go with the same strategy. Parrish has had such a great core of offensive linemen, especially interior offensive linemen. I want Jacob Pequeno at my last offensive guard spot. Just so talented, created so many running lanes for any running back you put back there. With that final piece, I'm very confident that although going up against a very formidable defensive front, that Johan Cardines is going to have some clear lanes, some great opportunities to get out in the open field, because once he does, it's goodbye. But speaking of running backs, for my last running back spot, this is only confusing to me because I built my hypothetical team around Clayton Sebecki, and now I'm trying to think. Okay, yeah. So since I can't just call Johan a bruiser because he's huge and he's fast.
Yep.
But I'm gonna take kind of the thunder and lightning strategy, even though Johan's both of those combined. I'm gonna take the lightning. I'm gonna take the best player in SBC 3A, and he could make a case for all of SBC. The class of 25, Dean Calhoun from the John Cooper School. Dean is lightning. He's lightning in a bottle. He's fast, quick. Yeah, I think even with the massive amounts of turnover that John Cooper has had from last year to this year, Dean Calhoun is going to be a staple in that offense, and he's going to have ample opportunity to shine, which is why I want him on my squad in my running back room, and I think a very, very fitting final pick to round out my team.
I respect that. For me, I'm gonna go Ian Bothwell for my last pick from Fort Worth All Saints, the 6'6" offensive tackle. I mean, he's a mauler. He's gonna be a great piece, and he's gonna be one of the best offensive tackles in private school next year. And he's a Fort Worth boy. What more do you want? So, that is gonna round out my team. I thought, Wes, you want to do like undrafted free agent, like we pick up, like we get to pick five guys, and we get 30 seconds to you get 30 seconds to pick, and we just go back and forth, God. 5 guys. Okay. You want to go first?
Sure, I rock with it.
Okay.
You can go first.
Okay, I'm setting the stopwatch now. All right. I want oh my gosh. I want defensive lineman. I want I don't know. I don't really know. I want Colin Nicholson from ESD.
That's fair. I can't believe he got left off. Okay. For my here, let me set the timer real quick. Actually, I don't even need it. Okay. Fantastic. I won't even need that much time. For my free agent pick, I want Quentin Brown from Liberty Christian Argyle.
Great pick. All right. All right. 30 seconds go. I want Braylon Thompson from Episcopal. That's who I want.
Yeah, I was absolutely going to take him. Actually, not next, but the third pick.
Yeah.
Because the third guy I'm going to take is Dominic Sidhu Robinson from First Baptist. Yeah.
Dang it.
I can't, again, another guy I cannot believe
you can't
got left this late, just because he's more, it's just because he's so young.
Yeah, it's just because he's young.
If this draft was happening in 2 years or in a year, he'd be a top 5 pick.
Dang it, man. All right.
So wait, so that's been 2 for both of us, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Man, okay. Dang, bro. I need some speed off the edge to become versatile guy. I'm gonna bring me Nathan LePerry from PCA.
I like that very much. Um, okay, start the timer.
All right,
Let me
reset.
think.
All right.
Oh yeah, I want the guy right above him. I want Devontae High from Dallas Christian.
Dump
Just
truck
absolute
high.
dump truck. Devontae dump truck high. Absolute monster.
Very good pick. Very good pick. All right. All right. All right. Clock is going. Okay. Man, this is difficult. I need a receiver. I need a receiver. Oh, give me Dougie Doddard from Fort Worth All Saints.
Gosh darn it.
Money.
Wait, I'm trying to think now. Who's my third pick or my
You.
second pick? I got Quentin Brown, Devontae High. Yeah, I got Dominic Sadu.
Oh yeah. I think you did. I think you did Quentin Brown first. Then.
Yeah, I went Quentin Brown, Dominic Sadu, Devontae High. Okay. For my fourth guy, okay, we can start the timer now.
Let's go.
Okay. I want Charlie Humphreys from Cistercian. Just absolute dog.
That hurts.
I'm literally I'm recruiting I'm recruiting offensive tackles solely based off height. I've got like the three tallest offensive tackles and the three
You
tallest
really
players in
do.
all of private school.
All right. Do you want to do more? Or you want to end it at 5?
Let's end it at 5.
Okay. Okay. Start clock. All right. I really need to think this through. I need versatility. I would love an offensive lineman. I think you, man. Oh my gosh, I only have 10 seconds.
10 seconds. 5 seconds.
All right, I'm gonna do it. Give me Grayson Boker from Woodlands Christian Academy. I want some athleticism at my defensive or my linebacking spot. So and it's a
That's
versatility.
fantastic.
So yeah, give me Grayson Boker.
Okay. You can start it on me. Oh yeah, you got main. Yeah, you did get Maynard. Okay, yeah, keep that up there so I can see where I'm at. Okay, it's between two guys. Um, okay, you can stop it. You know I love my edge rushers. A guy that I really thought about taking in the actual draft, but just there was too much talent. I want Brody Garner from Brazos Christian. Just absolute monster in the weight room, monster on the field. Maybe him, maybe the best prospect in D4. It's between him and Rome Stanford, I think, from Northland Christian. Just absolute monster. Rome Stanford, that's a guy that I can't believe we forgot him on
Oh
the
my
big board. I
gosh,
could have had
yeah.
him.
Yeah, that's a yeah.
We'll both take we'll both split rights to Rome Stanford as an undrafted free agent.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. All right.
Okay, Walker. So now, yeah, that's 5. So now the draft is complete. I think let's just take a second and go like let's just take like opposing position groups. So like wide receivers versus safeties, running backs versus linebackers, etc.
Yeah.
And see who pairs off against who. So first, let's take, maybe selfishly, let's take my wide receivers against your secondary and see who stacks up. I'm just gonna copy and paste my wide receivers down here.
Yep. I want to personally, I would say that my defensive backs are better than your defensive backs.
Uh
I would take my guys over yours.
it's close. And it's gonna be close with literally all of these. It's gonna be close with all of these position groups, just because I mean there's not a whole lot of difference. So let me think. So in terms of my wide receivers versus your defensive backs, I'm having some trouble with Google Sheets copy and pasting. Okay, so we got Speedy Nettles, JD Crisp, Brady Jennings second, PJ Washington versus Kevin Doddard, Jordan Ellie Stewart, Riley Strode, and Jordan Rogers. That's some good matchups. I'm gonna have to say my guys take it. I think Speedy Nettles is the best receiver in private school. I think PJ Washington might be the most underrated. Brady Jennings also up there, and JD Crisp is a freak. But also all your guys are freaks too.
I would love to see that, because you would probably have to put Speedy on Jordan, and Jordan on Speedy, that 10-6 speed of Jordan, on Speedy Nettles, just elite athleticism. That would be so much fun to watch because they're around the same size. Like I think Jordan Ellie Stewart's like 6'1", so they're around the same size. So that'd be a really good matchup to watch. But
Who are you
yeah,
putting on Brady?
Caleb Bowers. That's what I honestly would put on him as a edge. Like, I mean, I on the outside, I would not want to put Riley Strode on Brady Janusek. Probably not. So if I would have to, probably Jordan Rogers. He would be my guy. 6'2", safety. I would probably put on Brady Janusek. I don't know. I don't know if I don't know.
What about JD Crisp?
JD would I would put PJ on Rally. I think Rally would lock down PJ. I think Rally's that dog, man. Riley's
a dog. PJ's a dog too, though. People are gonna see this year.
Yeah. Maybe Kevin. I mean, Kevin would play more safety, but like, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
I would
matchup wise, yeah.
I would put JD. Your two slot, your outside receivers are probably Nettles and Jen. You say PJ and JD are your like slots. So I mean,
I don't know. I'd probably line up JD on the outside. All of his film comes out, and he's so good at the jump ball. I think Brady's athletic enough that I can put him in slot and just give him space to go.
That's a good point. Yeah, your receivers probably win that matchup, but like, I'll give you that. I'll give you the win there. Your receivers beat our DBs. Sure.
That's fair. Okay, I'll let you take one position group to compare, and then we can call it.
I would say my defensive line beats your offensive line. I think
let's see.
Our defensive line is disgusting.
Let me copy and paste all these down here so I can actually line it up. There's your defensive line here. Yeah, outside of admittedly, I didn't put a whole lot of priority on my interior defensive line, so we'll see. Let me see. Okay, I'm 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so your defensive line consists of Caleb Mitchell-Irving, Michael Anthony Okura, Keller Patterson, and Jack Harwell. My tackles are Bennett Warren and Will Scott. My interior guys are Jacob Acanio, Nick Hughes, and Nate Weber. I mean, I don't know. It's close. With Bennett Warren and Will Scott, in my mind, I took the two best tackle prospects in private school with those guys because I took both of those guys incredibly early. Bennett Warren was the 4th overall pick. Will Scott was the 5th. And to say that I didn't put a lot of like priority on interior offensive linemen and still got Nate Weber, Nick Hughes, and Jacob Canio is a lot. But you also got Jack Harwell as one of the later picks in the draft, which is ridiculous. Yeah, Caleb Mitchell-Irving's I don't know. A matchup of Caleb Mitchell-Irving versus a matchup of Caleb Mitchell-Irving and Michael versus Bennett Warren and Will Scott would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have a way of forecasting that because I wouldn't know how that would go until I saw it in person.
That's a good point. Good point. It's gonna be interesting to see. I'm gonna take my guys. I think you see those four. Okuru's got some speed off the edge, but they're more power than they are speed off the edge. That's why I like having Nathan LePerrier as my like 5th guy off on the defensive line, and I can bring him in is speed off the edge. But like those 4 guys, you're not running on them. They're not running on them. Like you're not going to run the football on those 4 dudes. It's just not going to happen.
Absolutely. So, I mean, yeah, that's the draft. You think there's any chance that we can contact all these guys and see if we can
I think
all play an impromptu football game?
Absolutely. Hey guys,
dude, that would be
the TXPS All-Star game.
That would be ridiculous.
Coming spring 2024.
That would be nuts. I would literally give a leg. I would give a leg to see this game happen. But yeah, that's actually this is some of the most fun I've had recording an episode. So yeah, we'll have, I'm sure Walker you'll make some elite graphic that we'll have, and it'll have the positions we select. Also, I was thinking if you want to, we can release a blank template of that graphic and give it to y'all and have y'all draft y'all's own private school team. Now don't just put 22 guys from your team on there. We know all of y'all's rosters already. But honestly, like I'd be very curious to see how y'all's opinions would differ from ours and see who y'all would think would be the best players in private school. So we will release this all of this in graphic format that we'll put out on our socials. And then also we'll release the template, and we would, like I said, I'd love to see who y'all come up with your best players in private school. I love getting to engage with the community in that format. But Walker, that being said, that actually that's going to wrap up the first annual TXPS Media mock draft. But what are your thoughts on the whole experiment?
My first thought was just like when I was doing this, I was like, oh, that's a great player. Oh, that's another great player. That's like another great player. And I just want to say, these are, what is that, 50 rounds of guys, 55 plus our undrafted free agents. Like these guys, like majority of these guys are going to go play Division I football. Like that's in every single classification level, I believe. Like every single level, we have Division I guys. I mean, if we say it all the time, but it really, like, just doing this for fun, like, shows like, hey, there is so much talent in private school football. It's insane. And I just wanted to say that.
No, it really is. And doing these little games and these exercises like this really bring it out. But I'm trying to think any housekeeping we need to do. Yeah, so we did just announce that we've been teasing for a while. We announced that the first annual Texas Private School Media quarterback retreat. That's kind of why we haven't been putting out a lot of physical content, is because there has been a lot of work, as you can guess, that goes into putting that on. That's going to be on July 15th at APR Ranch. We are so excited. And so this is probably the most proud we've been of anything that we've gotten to put effort into. And we're going to do our absolute best to make it a premier event for Texas private school quarterbacks. Walker has put a ridiculous amount of effort into that. And I'm so excited for how that's going to turn out. Walker, you have anything regarding the quarterback retreat you want to say?
I mean, we just we made this a priority because it's something that is, especially when we were playing, we would love for this to happen. And we made sure if we invited this quarterback, he deserved to be there. And it's a select event for a reason, because one day we want to do stuff like this for everyone. And when we get big enough and we have enough, like, when we grow, we want to do it to where we can put on stuff for every single position. We want to do this, and this is just a stepping stone for the future for everyone. So, yeah, I'm just so excited for this, man, because we have so many bright ideas in the vault that we want to do, and this is just one of those stepping stones to keeping growing and getting it the best for y'all and y'all's 4 years and beyond. So, I just want to say thank you for watching us and interacting with us, because being able to do stuff like this is awesome. So I appreciate it. Remember to like and subscribe for sure. Follow us on all our socials, and yeah, man, keep collaborating with us, keep inspiring us, and we can keep growing this. And so we can help y'all out even more. So thank y'all.
Absolutely. If you can't tell, we love doing this. It's one of our favorite things ever. And that's why we're all even though we're all getting even more busy with college and things beyond, we're going to continue to do this because flat out, we love doing it, and we love providing content and spotlight to y'all. But that being said, that's I'm not going to wrap up quite yet. That's going to be on July 15th. Before that, we're going to have TAP 7-on-7 State, which you just reminded me is a week from now, which doesn't. Yeah,
Well,
no, that's
we'll
right.
be isn't I'm gonna make sure, but we will first, I at least will be on the Thursday or Friday. I'll be at the College Station official Texas 7-on-7, and I believe Lubbock Christian and Midland Christian will be there, I believe. So those two teams made it. And we'll go watch them. And because those are the guys from not close to us, we'll definitely go say hello to them. And go take photos and all of that. You can go meet those guys. And then Wes and I will be at the TAP 7-on-7 meet that next day.
Absolutely. I will be there. I don't know the date, but I will be there for sure. Probably not Friday, but I will be there on that Saturday for the championship bracket. I had so much fun there last year, probably just because I got to eat at George's, which is a favorite Waco pastime of Walker and mine. But yeah, so the roadmap for the summer, and at least in the next few weeks, is TAP 7-on-7 quarterback camp, and we will start rolling out our divisional previews in July. But with all that being said, this has been an incredibly fun episode to make. We love doing it. I, as always, have been one half of your hosting crew, Wes Tolleson. Walker Lott has fantastically been himself. We will see you in the next episode. See you later.
3, 2, 1.